I can't tell because there's children here. So I'm going to actually defer my story to my husband. Some of you have heard this story, but I'm going to let him tell this one.
What did you get up for?
Well,
The first time I met Eileen was at Chicken Deli, and present wife and I had our eyes focused on each other, and out comes Eileen across the oh shit, what is she coming over here for?
What's this little broad
It was
coming
just to
over for?
introduce me to her niece, and there you go. I still see her today.
And Logan had a quick story he wanted to share.
I gotta keep it PG.
yeah,
You can bleep it out. Go ahead.
Alright, sort of. Was it 2 years ago? I went to your house for a week or so for a summer. I was in the shower and I didn't know how to turn it off, so I'm yelling, can't turn it off, and door flies open. What the f? I was like crying, I'm like 8 and you're like screaming.
Good job. Go ahead, Mary Lee.
Hi, I'm Mary Lee. I'm Cheryl's mom, and I met Eileen about 5 years ago when Don and Cheryl became really close. And I think the time when we connected the most when we were out together looking for Cheryl's wedding gown, and Eileen and I sat laughing, telling stories, and we realized if we connected, of course Cheryl didn't like that we were telling stories about other things other than the wedding gown. But anyway, what I realized that day is I can't think of any other woman in this whole world that I'm so happy Cheryl has for her mother-in-law, and you're a dear friend.
Yes. I have to add to that story because Mary Lee and Cheryl had found the perfect dress, and when she came out in the perfect dress, Mary Lee and I looked at each other. We didn't think it was the perfect dress. And so we were kind of
Well, I first had to get their attention because I'm out of the room and they're like, hello, over here. And then I ended up finding something different that was much more perfect.
Much more
Thank
perfect.
goodness for my mothers that stepped in and
Hi, I'm Nancy. I'm Nancy number 1, also known as Aunt Nancy, and for some reason or other, Eileen has ended up with all these Nancys for friends. But I win the pool because Eileen and I go back to when we were 11 years old, and we have been best friends ever since. And now she's been my sister-in-law for a long time, but she's always my friend first. And I don't know that her brother liked that, but that's the way it is. I love it, you know.
We talk about him.
Yes, I'll get up and I'll introduce myself. I'm Terry from Sudbury, and I'd like to, I hope I can keep this together now, but I was took Eileen out for her first drink. So how she's progressed over the years now, I hope she's done a good job.
I worked hard at it. And tell them how old I was when drinking age was 21.
Yes, she was underage, that's all I can say. But anyway, Eileen and I have been friends for, I just figured it out, for 54 years.
Wow.
Yes, so always, that's all I can say.
Wasn't under 12, was it, Terry? Wasn't under 12, was it?
No, it wasn't under 12.
Oh no, she was 13.
No, 19 for my grandchildren, just so you know.
Well, my name is Mike Shevers, and I happen to be Eileen's former husband. I have many stories. Most of them I can't tell either. It's the kind of life she's led. One of them is very famous. Most of you in the room here, the parents, of course, with the diapers, you wouldn't know what we're talking about, but we didn't have paper diapers. We had cloth diapers, and you used to put them in the, Eileen used to put them in a garbage bag, and then we'd go off to the laundromat and clean them. So she put them out, and it happened to be garbage day. So I get a call from the neighbor that Eileen is chasing the garbage truck trying to get stuff off of it. Of course, it was about $150 worth of diapers that they left, and it was in the winter, yeah. So that's my story.
True story.
I kept it very clean. Dirty diapers.
Diapers were expensive in those days.
They were.
I got part of them. I got one bag out of the truck. They say, "Okay, my bag, the truck's coming in." So I've been pulling it out.
Truck's still open.
That was awesome. You're up, Kim.
Yeah.
Hey, don't pull the kid into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we can get out of it. Yeah.
You can be cute on your own. You don't need her.
Okay, hi, I'm Kim. Hello everybody here, so I guess there's no introduction needed. I first met Eilyne when Mike and I first got together, and Cheryl can attest for this, and probably Jane can also attest for the, what are your intentions with my son?
Is he a good kisser?
Is he a good kisser? And does my son make the bed? We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, there's children.
Great, that's why I said this my son makes the bed. I can speak for everyone here, and I know for myself I'm gonna cry.
I'll give you a hug. Yeah, I'll give you a hug. It's okay to cry.
Why did he do that?
It's okay.
It's on film now.
Okay.
I know.
It'll be on YouTube by the end of the day.
So anyways, I just want to say thank you for being a wonderful mother-in-law. And Eilyne is the best mother-in-law to have because she knows her boys aren't perfect. And so...
Whoa! Whoa! Wow!
And I'm just saying, as the daughter-in-law, as the wife of Achiever's man, you can appreciate a woman who knows that their son isn't perfect and who still stands by her boys and also stands by their daughter-in-laws. So Eilyne, I just want to thank you for being the best mother-in-law that
Your mom is
and Jimmy and all of us who married into the family. And Tisha, yes, and Tisha, not here. But anyway,
I'm just lucky I have
thank
three
you.
great daughter-in-laws. Most people who have boys can't say that. I'm very lucky.
So just as a rebuttal, I'm Mike.
He's not perfect.
I've known Eilyne for 45 years as of February. We've got along really well most times. There's a lot of times where we don't get along.
And you love
would be well, those would be the times where, you know, wooden spoons would come out or belts or things like that as a young child. Nowadays we get along much better because I, of course, supplied my parents with the first grandchildren in the family. So I'm like a hero in our family that way. And just wanted to tell you, Mom, we love you, even though you're getting old. You know, you're aging with beauty. Love you.
I guess I got a pretty good story. My name is Evan Kinsella. I'm Richard's grandson, and we first met when Papa brought me over for supper. You guys were just dating, and I remember laying in bed in the double bedroom with Papa and asking to go home probably in the middle of the night because I just didn't want to be there for some godforsaken reason. So dragged him home middle of the night, and a few years later, you guys got married, and that was an amazing thing, and you were always great to us. And I remember really the first time we actually had a real connection was when we were at the water park at Brantford there. You were asking me questions. I was probably about 12 or 13 about kind of just experiences that I'd had and things that I'd done regarding drinking, etc. These were things that I had not even talked to my parents about regardless at all in any way. And I was just like, yeah, sure, I'll tell her all about it. And not a word ever passed, and that's really when you became less of Papa's just wife and my grandmother. So I love you so much.
No secrets, huh?
No secrets. No secrets.
Don't go by me.
I tooted.
Oh, you have to know that.
Okay.
He was,
Grandma Eilyne and Papa Rick got married when I was 3, and at their wedding, apparently everybody got it on video. I've yet to see it, but apparently.
Wait for your wedding.
Apparently, I in the middle of the wedding said I tooted. It's on video. I've yet to see it, but we were talking about it on the way up.
I tooted.
She said it.
I tooted. It was cute. It was funny.
You good?
Yeah, I'll cry.
Ginny doesn't want to cry.
That's why I don't cry.
Great.
So I remember the numerous shopping sprees, all the little outfits, the little strawberry picker outfits, and going up to Osaka and all the different things. And like Evan said, you're always someone I could talk to, even things I couldn't tell my parents. Like, we were really close from forever. Happy birthday, Grandma.
Thanks, sweetie. Do you want me to come there, Brookie?
Jacob, tell Grandma you love her. Okay.
Brooke wants to say, Grandma takes me out shopping and spoils me. And takes me for manis and pennies.
Oh, and I do know that. I was so funny. Oh, and you don't call us any comment.
Maybe we just have one more over here. Nancy. She's gonna cry also, so Ginny, it is okay.
I would like to say that I think the year I met Eilyne was in 2008. My husband come home and he said, I met this guy and he wants us to go over and play cards. And we did. And we had a wonderful evening together. I think we beat the boys, didn't we?
Absolutely.
Oh, for
we
sure.
always do.
We got together quite often to play cards and that, and went to shows or different outings together. And one year we went to Cozumel together. And I must say that was a wonderful trip. And I thank Jim for bringing you into my life. You're my dearest friend, Eilyne, and I'm so glad that you're moving into our building and you'll be just at the hall.
No more tears.
Okay. Sorry, I won't be the worst, but I just might be. All I can say is that, like, there's not one memory that I have that's significant in my life in the last 30 plus years that you haven't been there. And that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I wouldn't have picked anyone that I would have shared it with other than you, because you are like the best. For all of us, obviously. Thank you. No, don't even come near me.
What she forgot to tell you is that not only did I introduce Larry and Heather, but I introduced her and her husband.
Yeah, she has a habit of doing that, doesn't she? Everyone.
I know. I'm going to get working on that.
Working on that.
You can come up front.
I need my makeup.
Yeah. We have a beautiful cake up here, and we're going to be in a moment singing happy birthday to Eilyne, and then we're going to cut the cake and have everyone come up. I just wanted to take a quick minute and say thank you to my mom, and I might cry, and if you don't like it, get the hell out. No. You're one of my best friends in the world, and you've been so good to Cheryl and I and our whole family, and I hope today is what you wanted. We were going to do a very big surprise party for Eilyne, and she pulled me aside a couple months ago and asked us to not do that it wasn't the right time, and to just have her closest family and the people she considers family. So all of you in this room are those people, and I just want to say thank you very much for being here to celebrate Eileen's birthday, and thank you for being a wonderful mother and friend. Yeah. So if we could just take a minute and sing happy birthday to the youngin' here, we'll be good to go.
Can I say something quickly?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that mine kind of ties into all of your stories. When I first talked to Eilyne, she took it upon herself to give me a call and tell me that she was dating my father. And she thought that she should just let me know. And we talked for a good 2 hours that day. And she told me all about herself and asked me every question under the book about me. And ever since then, she has been in our lives. If you need gossip or you want to know what the news is in the family, you always go to Eilyne because she's pried it out of every single one of us. And I would just like to say on behalf of your stepchildren
that we wish you a very happy birthday, and we're very lucky to have you in our lives.
I think the theme of today certainly
and
seems
we're gonna
to
finish
be
off.
nosy.
We're gonna finish off. The big guy has something to say here.
The one who's known you the longest.
Wow.
I'm Eileen's brother. I've known her obviously longer than anybody else. We've had our ups and downs over the years, from throwing butcher knives that stuck in doors, throwing hairspray and cutting my leg because the girl I was with was a douchebag. And we had our trips to sick kids hospital and other things, but probably maybe a lot of you wouldn't know this, but the one thing that stood out in my mind was in 1965, when I was living in Toronto. Eilyne spent some time with me on a special occasion. So we've been closer than ever, and
That's when the chicken came into my life. Everybody knows that.
oh, I didn't know.
My brother the whole time, people would think we were married because I was out here. He'd take me out for dinner or whatever, and they'd say, well, what was your wife like? You could just go along with it.
My next door neighbor, I met him in Scarborough from where I live, and he says, there was another fellow and I shared the apartment originally. He says, you're the one that got married. How do you keep bringing those other broads in and out? I said, I'm a good salesman. Anyway, this is my favorite sister, and good to know, and that's enough of me talking.
Okay, Mom, we're just going to sing happy birthday because James wants cake.
You want cake, Jacob?
Must not be chocolate.
You want cake too? All the kids want cake.
Brooke and Jacob.
Don't touch.
Brooke and Jacob.
It's okay.
You can start us off with happy birthday.
Okay, yay!
Go ahead.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Grandma. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
I just want to, before I cut the cake, say thank you to everyone who came and for all your stories, and thank you for keeping them on the nicer side, because I know there's many that you could have said that aren't so nice. Well, fun. But anyway, I do just want to say thank you all, because I love all of you, and I'm just very happy that you're sharing my time with me. And you know, I don't, today I feel 70 maybe, but tomorrow I'm going to go back to probably 55. So thank you, and I was going to say special thanks to certain people, but I'm not today. I will thank you personally for some of the things you've done for me, and I just want to say that it's just really nice, because I know you came from a long way, and it's Sunday, and everybody likes to spend Sundays with their family. I've got so many pictures. I'm so lucky. My fridge is going to be so full. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll cut the cake so the kids can have some.
How come there's no stories about the chicken deli?
Please feel free to eat and drink more, guys. No one has to leave, so feel free. I think
Eilyne, you've got to look all the way to her side break. Sheila said,